You got a boogie. I see it. Say, I have a little cold, guys. I have a little cold. He has a little cold. But he's doing fine. Oh. What's wrong with you? What do you want? You want a snack? Want water? Water? You want water? Yes? Do you want a snack too? Do you want a helicopter? Do you want $1 million? Okay, come on, let's go get a snack. Hey, my beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. So, I realized that I'm just a big old ball of evolution. Just for a disclaimer, I have my retainers in. I'm not going to take them out today. For this video, I'm not going to take them out for a few reasons. One, I have not been wearing them consistently, so my teeth have been shifting and moving every day, and it's caused me a lot of pain. So, although I know a few of you have said, like, I can't understand you when you're wearing your retainers, I'm going to try to speak as clearly and slowly as possible, but that's just the case today. I cannot take them off. I had braces for years, and my retainers are what I have to deal with for now, and I'm just going to deal with them, and unfortunately you have to too. So my son is watching Blippi, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to speak as loud as I can, and my kids are with my husband, and I just wanted to go ahead and do this impromptu video. I hope it finds you guys well. I hope all is well with you guys. I just pray for good and wonderful things to happen in your lives. The Lord is in the business of handing out blessings. He's in the business of causing people to prosper in all areas, not just finances, but in life in general, in relationships, in health, and in finances as well. And so I know that we find ourselves in like weird predicaments sometimes, and weird situations, things that really don't add up to what God has promised us. But that is just for a few reasons, but one of them could definitely be just working some things out of us, getting us to a place where we can be trusted with the things that He has for us. So be careful to not look at your season like, oh my gosh, woe is me. Look at it like, you know what, Lord, whatever it is I need to learn in this situation, I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to pass the test now instead of it being something that I have to go through again in the future. So that was just a side encouragement. I'm dealing with something very similar where my circumstances and situation around me doesn't really add up to what the Lord has promised and what He said that would come to pass. And so I know that there is a delay. I don't know if delay is because of me. I think it is. Or if it's because of, outside circumstances, things that need to be added, timing, things that need to be in, you know how sometimes there are things need to happen outside of you before the thing that God has promised you to come to pass. And so it could be that as well. But I believe it's something that He's asked me to do that I've kind of dragged my feet doing. That could be the delay that I'm experiencing. So who knows? But that's why it's good to be prayerful. It's good to stay in communion with the Lord so that He can direct our paths, right? So anyway, back to what the video is about. I want to really, really, really hold on. Blippi is like on 10. I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that I'm experiencing, I've experienced in the past, and my daughter is experiencing right now. So it's really interesting. She's turning 12 in a few days. And, I noticed that when my seasons are changing and the things that are changing within my life, she experiences as well. I have experienced in multiple seasons of my life where I can tell when the season is about to change. based off of the people that are coming in and out of my life. It's a pattern that I'm finding. So what I found is that when I am growing and I am going into another season, I pass tests, I'm moving, I'm learning, I'm evolving. Okay, the word here today, this word that has been stirring up in my spirit all day is evolving. When we are evolving, the people around us will change. They will sometimes alter, meaning their positions in our lives will change, or they would leave and some more will be coming in. And I found that when I am evolving, when I am growing, when I am changing, people in my life start to change. There is a turnover rate in my life. If that's happening to you, if you're finding yourselves, dealing with friends that are, you dealing with situations where you feel like every other year you find a friend, she's great, he's wonderful, awesome, and then 3 years later, it's down the drain. And then you have a whole nother circle of friends. Or you're finding that something, maybe that's not happening to you in a pattern, but maybe you've had a best friend, right? And you guys were really close, everything was fine, and then for whatever reason, it just fell off. You guys stopped talking, nothing really happened, but something just, the communication just stopped. That's happened to me plenty of times. So let me go ahead and talk about something that just happened to me recently. And my husband and my daughter just pulled up, so please excuse them when they come in. But something that just happened to me recently. So I had a friend who was a very good friend of mine. I would even consider her a best friend. And our children were friends. Our husbands were pretty cool. And it was just great. We hung out together as families. Sometimes we would go over their house for dinner. They would come over ours. And everything seemed fine. Everything seemed fine. I could tell in the last year or two that there were signs, there were things that had me like, For instance, I noticed that our time spent was never really to edify the Lord or edify ourselves. The time that we spent together was more like fun time, or what could she do for me or what I could do for her, meaning like watching each other's kids or doing favors for one another. And I noticed that in the seasons of my life, I didn't really need that, nor did I value that. I valued good relationships that were going to bring me closer to God, relationships that were going to edify me, relationships where I can edify them. Not just fun relationships, not just relationships where we were just enjoying one another's company or having things in common. That was not that important to me, and it still is not that important to me. Like I said, edification was important to me. Growth was important to me. And I noticed that in that relationship, I was not really receiving that. I was not really giving that as well. And I also noticed that when I tried to, or that even were to come up, spiritual things or things of the Lord or just growth or whatever the case is, anything that had to do with a spiritual growth, there would be some sort of disconnect. It was a hindrance. It was a hindrance to our growth. And it was something that I passed along. I did not make a big deal. I didn't even use it as or see it as a red flag. I just saw it as something that, hey, that's just not the kind of friendship we have. The Lord gave me a dream a few years ago, and this dream was very disturbing, and it had to do with them, and I did not understand it. In the dream, they had a son that did something very horrific. And in the natural, in real life, they do not have a son. They only have girls. So I was very, very confused. Very confused. I really thought that they were just used as symbolism. I didn't think it was about them because it was so negative, and my experience with them was nothing negative. It was only positive. So I didn't really explore that any further. Up until this past year, that's when we fell off. We just fell off. I stopped communicating with her. She stopped communicating with me. She ended up reaching out months. We went from talking every day to not talking at all. And then months passed, she reached out to me, and it was just like, hey, that kind of thing. I wasn't upset. I didn't think she was upset. It was just, we just stopped talking. And she kind of voiced opinions about the fact that I don't talk to her anymore. And I was like, hey, it's not that. We both stopped talking to one another. And I said, like, you know, I think it was more God than us. I don't think we really did it on purpose. I think maybe we just grew apart. I'm not sure. And that was the last time we actually spoke. So I had another dream after that, and that dream kind of confirmed the Lord was showing me that there was something there that I was not aware of. There was something there negative from their standpoint that I was not aware of. I did not know or feel any negativity from their part, but there was something there, and the Lord showed me in the second dream. I shared it with my husband, and he was just like, wow, that's deep. It was a very negative experience I had with them in this dream. And it was completely contrary to my natural experience in real life. And so I knew the Lord was showing me their hearts. Now, I'm not saying their hearts were bad. I'm just saying there was something in them toward me that I was unaware of until this dream. And so I was like, okay, at the time I had the dream, I wasn't really talking to them. So it wasn't anything to really hash out or anything. It was just kind of like a dream that the Lord was kind of giving me. And I knew that it was just answering that question of why are we not talking? So if you fast forward a little while, we ended up talking because of our kids. Our kids started talking. And they were on FaceTime. I was like, hey, and she was completely cold toward me. And then her husband was very cold toward me. I mean, completely ignoring me. I was talking like, hey, how are you guys doing? Nothing. I was calling his name, nothing. They completely ignored me as if I was not even on the phone. And I just stopped talking, and I was like, okay. And that was that. And I realized that that same negative experience that I had in the dream was showing itself in the natural. And I realized that there was something that the Lord was trying to show me. I have always been the type to want to do what the Lord wants me to do. And if that means that relationships fall off, relationships fall off. If that means that people stop talking to me, they stop talking to me. And when I say people, I mean all people. Family, friends, or indifferent. My destiny and the purpose that God has for me, that He has purposed for me on this earth, is so much more important to me than someone liking me or someone agreeing with me or someone enjoying my company. It is so much more important to me than that. I have realized in my age and in my experience that people will not evolve with you. People won't evolve with you, and you will not evolve with people. And so when people are taken out of your life by the Lord, especially when you know that if nothing happened and communication just stopped, more than likely that is the Lord. And I urge you to not see that situation as a loss, to not see that situation as something you did wrong or they did wrong. It is very important to not look at those situations as a loss, okay? We have to look at those situations as, okay, Lord, where do you have me going that they could not go with me? Where do you have them going that I couldn't go with them? Sometimes it's not even a question of why. It's more of, okay, next, Lord, whatever you have for me, wherever you have for me, and whoever you have for me, I am ready. Be very careful when God takes a man or a woman out of your life and it is a mourning for you. That should not always be a mourning for you. Now, I understand that my experience and my personality is very different from others. I'm not used to really having a bunch of people always around me. However, the word actually says that He came to draw a wedge between Jesus came to draw a wedge between family members and friends. He did not come for to make everybody happy and close and kumbaya. No. He knew that there were going to be people who were going to follow Him wholeheartedly. And what comes with that is separation. What comes with that is persecution. And what comes with that is people not agreeing and not being on the same page. And sometimes those very people are family members. Those very people are sisters and brothers and moms and daughters. In order to be in perfect alignment with what the Lord has, you have to be okay with losing people. You have to be okay with moving on. You have to be okay with that. However, you might have a close-knit circle. You might have, friends and family that you've been with forever, and you can love somebody from afar. But keep in mind, if you choose a person over destiny, that's what you will get. You will get the most wonderful, successful, long relationship that you've ever seen in your life. but you will be losing out on things that God has for you. When He wants you to move on, it is time to move on. Especially, again, I hope I'm not beating a dead horse, but when you are living for God and really, really about His business, people are going to call you a fanatic. People have told me that, oh, you do too much. God doesn't require all of that. He wants you to have a normal life. You got to be able to do this. You got to be able to do that. The average person is okay with giving God the minimum. They're okay with not going all in. They're okay with not sacrificing their lives completely for the Lord, because it's easy. It is easy to do. Sacrificing your life for God is hard. Giving your life to God, your wants, your desires to God is very, very hard. I'm not even there yet. I want to be there, but I'm not there yet. The world still have grips on me. When you're doing that, you're living for the Lord and you're trying to live right and you're trying to follow Him. You're trying to be sacrificial with everything, your thoughts, your desires, your wants, your career, your children. You're just giving everything to the Lord and allowing Him to do something in your life. When that happens, people fall off. That is just the bottom line. People fall off. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you found yourself in a situation like that, where a friendship has ended or a relationship has ended, that you really don't understand why, nothing happened, I advise you not only to go to God with it and say, you know what, Lord, I'm giving this to you. I am not going to be in mourning for this person. I am not going to feel lonely. Because guess what? Relationships end. And when we are evolving, there are people that just do not evolve with us and they have to be dropped off. But guess what? God is never going to leave you in a place where you are lonely. Alone, maybe. But He will never leave you in a place where you are lonely and you don't have anyone. And so I advise you, when you're finding yourself in a place where people are falling off and relationships are ending, look at the things around you. Look at the new people He has given to you. Look at the new people He has placed in your life. I would be 99% sure that if something has ended or a relationship has ended and a person has been dropped out of your life, that more than likely there has been someone been added. There has been an addition to your life. Whether a new relationship that just completely mirrored the other one, whether it's a friendship or a new boyfriend or new girlfriend, or it's something has been added to you, because God wants you to have people. He wants you to have people, but sometimes the people have to change. They just have to change, and when they don't change, God will change them, physically change them, like take them out and put somebody else in. So I want to hear from you guys on this subject in the comment section. Go ahead and tell me if that's something that you've experienced. Have you had a friend who dropped off the face of the earth and you couldn't understand why, and now this video has enlightened you? Or maybe you already knew what it was and you just needed confirmation. Go ahead and tell me about it. Tell me about it in the video. I love talking to you guys. I love hearing back from you. I feel like these YouTube videos, I'm talking to you and I'm thinking in my mind what you guys are thinking and what you guys are saying, but I don't really know because it's a one-way conversation. So I would love to have a two-way conversation with you in the comment section. Also, go ahead and subscribe. I am at like 7,600 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. And I would love to get to 10,000 by December. That was my year goal. So help me get there. I'd really appreciate it. So go ahead and subscribe. Tap the notification bell, because so many times I'll upload and you won't see it for whatever reason, algorithms or whatever the case is. And so I upload about 1 to 2 times a week. I'm trying to move into twice a week, but I do upload once a week. And if you tap the notification bell, you will be notified as soon as that happens. And that was all. I hope my retainers did not interfere a little too much. Next video is going to be a hair video. This is going to be interesting. So my hair journey has been very, very challenging. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going on a natural hair journey. So I've been natural for years. However, I'm going on a hair journey where I am not straightening my hair. And I will blow dry it every now and again, but I will not be straightening it. I'm also going to be taking care of it more. So it's like a challenge to myself. How well could I take care of my own hair? Even if it's under a wig, how well could I take care of my own hair? That's going to be the challenge. So look out for that. And I will see you guys in the next video.